All right, welcome back to the Daily Mastermind, everyone. My name is George Wright III. I am your host with your daily dose of inspiration, motivation, and education. If this is the first time that you're listening, smash that like and subscribe so that you do not miss any episodes. If you are also wondering what our format is generally on Mondays. I like to hit, and just so that you understand kind of why I created the Daily Mastermind, my primary focus and passion in life is mind, body, money, and business, and creating that lifestyle that you ultimately deserve to have, the one you want to have. And I believe it's never too late to start creating that life. So what I try to do is every weekday for about 5 to 10 minutes, I want to give you that daily dose of inspiration and motivation, even some training and tactics at times. And so Monday will generally hit mindset, and Tuesday I will hit physical body, and really being able to create that mind-body connection at the beginning of the week. And then Wednesday we'll get into some money type topics. Thursday we'll get into business, and Friday will generally be lifestyle. The bottom line is, over the last 25 years, I've had the opportunity to work with some of the greatest thought leaders, experts, authors, celebrities that are out there, and I've learned a lot. And I've found that there's a great resource of context that I have to be able to share with you. So you'll also see some great interviews coming up over the next few months that we have started to double down on and really create some great contacts and resources for you. But today we're going to talk a little bit about money. And rather than sharing an interview, what I want to do is I want to share with you some things that I feel like are really important based on the amazing individuals that I've been around. But let's start you with the Daily Mastermind quote of the day, and it's from Babe Ruth, an all-time great. And the quote is, "Every strike brings me closer to the next home run." Every strike brings me closer to the next home run. And as many of you know, Babe Ruth was a home run leader. He was an epic legend when it comes to hitting home runs. But, he, as well as other great athletes, will tell you that you have to fail many, many times in order to hit those peaks of greatness. So that's a great quote for today. But let's talk about wealth. What and how do you define your true wealth? I wanted to be able to hit you today with just the thought and the idea of, how do you define wealth? Most people define it as money, but there are so many categories of wealth that you need to keep in mind. There's your health, because health is absolutely a wealth that you should try to aspire to get better at. Your relationships, you may decide that your relationships, and I think relationships are a key wealth that you can create. And there's time, there's family, there's knowledge, there's money, and there's assets. There's all types of wealth and categories of wealth that you can accumulate in your life. But I believe the three most important types of wealth are, number one, health, number two, relationships, and number three, finances, your money, your wealth, and your assets. So, what you need to do is you really need to determine what's most important to you, because everyone's just a little bit different. Everyone has a different definition of success. Everyone has a different definition of wealth. But if you don't create a plan to accumulate and build and grow your wealth in the area that's important to you, you're going to find yourself running down a road of just a lot of work. So let me give you a couple of tips and ideas on these three areas that I believe, your health, your relationships, and your money, you need to consider. So the first one, in your health, the goal of your health should be to create a state of high energy and enthusiasm. Health in your physical well-being is so important. It's the cornerstone of everything else. You've heard the saying, you can have all the money in the world. If you don't have your health, it's not going to do you a lot of good. And so there are several parts of health that I just want to draw your attention to. It's not just about your physical being. Your health would include your energy, your enthusiasm, that mind-body connection. And, your formula for great health is made up of a diet, exercise, attitude, and mindset. I don't mean necessarily being on a diet, but the things that you eat, how you exercise, and your attitude and mindset are all part of your healthy, state of being. Mental disciplines can also be considered a key ingredient of your physical and mental health when it comes to health overall. But just remember, when you prioritize your health as wealth, your benefits are going to be managing your stress, your anxiety. You're going to have more energy and clarity and peace. Your self-image and your confidence are going to go up. But I'll also note that a real cornerstone of your health is water. key ingredient. Make sure you're drinking lots of water. The second part of wealth that I think you need to consider is your relationships. And this would be love and respect and admiration and closeness with other people in your life. Many areas of your relationship are areas that you can work on and grow with your partner, your friends, your family. So take inventory. Take inventory of the relationships you have and rate them and monitor them. How are you building and maintaining those? And key ingredients that I believe you can have when it comes to relationships, as far as indicators, are the time and the appreciation or gratitude you have. If you practice you're spending more time and having more gratitude and appreciation for your relationships, it's going to go a long way to building and maintaining and growing that wealth or that asset of relationships. And then finally, the third area would be your money. And I'm doing this because I want to plant these seeds with you so that you will focus. What you focus on grows, and you've got to put more and more attention into your wealth and your money. And that's why we're talking about that today. So your money wealth, this is going to be accumulating your assets and finding a level of security and lifestyle that you want to enjoy. Most people don't track their money, and it's amazing to me. And look, I have tough time with that as well sometimes. I think sometimes individuals out there, though, complain about money, but they don't track it. So what are your numbers? What do you want? Where are you trying to get to? What are your benchmarks you have for money? Are they written down? Because you say you want more money and more wealth, but your actions don't really show it a lot of times if you're not tracking it and you're not finding it. So there are 4 critical areas and steps to really accumulating and appreciating wealth that I've learned over my life, and I've learned from very, very successful people. And it always starts with that first step of your attitude. How do you view money? How do you view it? Do you view money in an abundant way, or do you view money as a scarce resource? And, when you spend your money, do you look at it? And I've found that really successful people always, always, always look at spending their money as either an investment or an expense. Are you spending your money on investments or expenses? And that means you could be investing in your time with your family and relationships and physical health. I'm not just saying investments as far as like things that you invest in to get a return, because you can get a return a lot of different ways. And do you have an attitude of gratitude? Are you grateful for what you have, or are you worried about what you don't have? So attitude is that first step towards accumulating wealth that I've learned. And then it boils down to 3 core numbers. One is your protection number, one is your independence number, and one's your freedom number. Your protection number would be, how much money do you have? How much emergency cash reserves do you have to cover your needs if your income was to go away? And that ranges for people from a 6-month to a 1-year, 2-year, amount of money that will protect you if things were to go wrong. Your independence number is how much money or what's enough cash or investments you need to cover all of your needs without actively creating income. This would be investments and income that will cover you and will help you cover your needs regardless moving forward. That means you're independent because you have enough return from your investments that your needs will be covered moving forward. And then the last number, your freedom number, that's enough cash or investments that create a return to cover your lifestyle. And I pose these questions and these numbers to you because everybody's a little bit different. But you've got to find a way to put a specific number and a specific goal around creating some level of security in that financial protection number. And then your goal should be to create investments and have enough cash or investments that you can cover your needs with just, the return that you receive on that. Then you can worry about your lifestyle. But these are the areas I want you to think about. I want you to think about how you accumulate wealth in your health, relationships, and money. And I want to just leave you with one last thought. And the thought is this: money is a result. Money is a result. I want you to think about that. Money is a result of the activities and the mindset and the strategy and the focus that you put into it. So many people are chasing money and they don't realize that money is just the result of the things that you do to acquire it. And so stop chasing the result and start chasing the activities you need to do to create the result. Money's just a tool. It's not a destination. Money's it's simple, but it requires discipline and consistency. You have to learn to prioritize and value your money. And if you're not tracking it, if you're not budgeting, if you're not managing it correctly, then you are not valuing money. And so remember, how you do anything is how you do everything. And so when it comes to wealth, you've got to put the time and attention into it. That's my message for today. I hope you have an amazing day. I would love to be able to work with you, hear from you, find out what you're working on. So go over to jointheevolution.com. Now, of course, you can go to the Daily Mastermind or dailymastermind.com, and there's a lot of free resources and things. But go to jointheevolution.com, and that's my main social media bio, and that'll give you some ways that we can work together, whether it's our academy that's kicking back up in May, or whether it's marketing with my marketing company, or even personal CEO mentoring. There's a lot of ways that we can work together. So go hit me up there. Let me know what you're doing, and I'll look forward to talking with you more. Once again, this has been the Daily Mastermind. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day.